Hello, welcome to the Heart of the Piano YouTube channel. The new Trinity syllabus has come out today. It's 2023, the new 2023 Trinity piano syllabus, the initial grade all the way through to grade 8. Trinity were kind enough to send me all of these in advance, and I have spent hours and hours and hours not only sight reading every single piece in here, but also going back and reading all the equivalent pieces in LCM, London College of Music, ABRSM, Rock School Classical, so that I could get a really good idea of how these basically all compare against each other. And I have made the most thorough review of these entire books, but the thorough review is over on my podcast channel. Not all of you are going to know I have a podcast channel. The podcast channel is also called Heart of the Piano. I'm going to leave links in the description below. If you just Google Heart of the Piano podcast, I'm sure you'll find it. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on all the streaming services. But anyway, yes, very, very excited to have had this new Trinity selection of books. And oh my God, this is exciting. It's either the most exciting thing to have happened. Seriously. Some people are like, why is it exciting when these new books come out? This is radical. It's so radical and it's really exciting. It's either exciting or horrifying, depending on your perspective, or kind of both. To be honest, I was kind of both really happy, really excited and horrified at the same time by it. So I'm just going to give you a very quick the summing up of what I've said in my very, very comprehensive review over on my podcast. And there is also, I've also summed it up on my blog. There will be a link in the description below. Let me just put these down. So basically, this is me summing it up very quickly for YouTube. So this is the most radical and indispensable piano syllabus ever. Could be very controversial, could be very exciting. So basically, what you have in each book, each grade is available either as an extended edition or as a standard edition, kind of like the 2021. But when you get the extended edition, you get all new pieces in the extended edition. And it's wildly diverse. It's amazingly diverse. Let me read you out some of the bump that Trinity have said in their marketing. So basically, they're saying, Trinity College London believes in ensuring that the music we publish and promote in our syllabuses is relevant to contemporary musicians and reflects the global connected society in which musicians are learning today. In our new piano books, we've significantly increased the repertoire written by female composers and composers from historically underrepresented backgrounds, and will continue to increase diversity. So yeah, diversity is the key word with these books. They are diverse. So a little bit further down, new piano pieces, larger selection of repertoire, well-known pieces included at each grade from classical composers, ranging from J.S. Bach and Haydn to Panufnik and Einaudi. Strange to see Roxana Panufnik. I was at school with her. Jazz and Latin artists such as Duke Ellington, Miles Davis and Chick Corea. Pop artists such as Ed Sheeran, Adele, Coldplay, BTS and Pharrell Williams. Films and TV shows such as Harry Potter, Star Wars, La La Land, Doctor Who and Pokemon. Plus classic Bollywood films such as things I won't try and pronounce their names just here, and Studio Ghibli films such as Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, video games such as The Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy and Super Mario Brothers, and commissions from some of the 21st century's most exciting international composers, drawing on diverse musical influences from across the globe. And oh my God, it's so radical because in most grades, actually, the majority of the pieces in these books are not actually classical. Now, I have very mixed feelings about this, and you're going to have to listen to the extended review over on the podcast. In some ways, this is amazing. In some ways, as a piano teacher, I'm very excited that I can make more money because students are going to enjoy these pieces. They are really going to enjoy them. Whether or not it's pedagogically sound, meaning are they the best educational pieces? No, not really. And I'm very, very concerned by the direction that Trinity have taken. They say that you should present a balanced program. And to most people, balanced program basically means Has it got Baroque? Has it got classical? Has it got romantic? So something like how ABRSM used to be with List A, List B, List C, where you've got, Baroque, classical, romantic, and contemporary. I think that was quite healthy. Now, what Trinity have done, they say you should make a balanced program, but do not penalize you in any way if you do not do a balanced program. Because there is so much non-classical music in these books, it's entirely possible in one grade to do, let's say, 3 pieces or 4 pieces, depending on what kind of exam you're doing. You could do 4 pieces that are all minimalist film music with no classical music, or they could all be pop. You could do 4 pop pieces. Nothing stopping you from doing that and being awarded your grade 8, grade 7, grade 6, well, at any of these grades. You can get a grade by only playing pop music and have a qualification identical to the people who are doing Bach, Beethoven. I don't like this. To me, this is a massive weakness, and Trinity, for me, has completely lost its appeal for serious students who are studying classical music. So I would basically say most of my young students who are learning classical music, Trinity is kind of now meaningless, and the exams don't really mean anything anymore. What this is great for, I have a lot of adult students who like exams as a structure to motivate them to practice, to work, and have something to aim towards. So for adults who are learning for fun, these exams are great. They're excellent, and the diversity, the pop music's a bit flawed in them, but yeah, you're going to have to listen to my review. But certainly, game music. So many of my adult students are really interested in game music, anime music, all this kind of stuff, film music. It's very powerful for adult students and teenage students who otherwise wouldn't really be interested in classical music. It's great to have something to aim for these exams. Even if you're not taking the exams, the books are brilliant. And even if you've got students who are doing just purely classical, these books are worth getting for all teachers and for students. It's like graded anthologies. It's like fun pieces to have on the side. They are excellent. And although I'm saying that it's kind of lost a lot of its value within classical, classical being romantic, classical Baroque, the pieces are excellent. The pieces are really, really excellent. I've got an issue with grade 6 plus, that the way that they editorialize Baroque and early classical. Again, you're going to have to listen to the review really for that. It's very flawed, but oh my God, what an exciting series of books for a very diverse, fun selection of pieces that are graded. So flawed though. So let me have a quick look and see what. Let me see what other points that I may have missed out. Yeah, that's right. So basically, in my review, I also talk quite a lot about the current state of music education, because I think we can only really understand what's going on in this Trinity syllabus, I think, if we understand the trends towards decolonization in the wake of Black Lives Matter, the decolonization of music education. To a lot of people, this basically means potentially not teaching Western classical music because of its troublesome, racist, colonial, difficult associations. Adam Neely did an excellent YouTube video about this to do with white supremacy in Western classical music. Have a listen to my review. I talk in a bit more depth about these things, but try not to get drawn too much into the rabbit holes. But really, whether or not Trinity specifically aimed to do this, and it does seem clear that there is some conscious decision, I think, it's very clear that this new Trinity syllabus can be very much viewed through this lens of decolonizing music education, because it's so easy now to take a grade that doesn't involve any Western classical music by white men. So anyway, huge topic. Have a listen to my review if you want more information on that. And also looking at issues about how commercial and ideological pressures are driving university music departments towards to move towards basically being pop schools. So I think that there are these troublesome issues with this new Trinity syllabus. Like I said, I'm very excited about it. I think everyone should have these books. But oh my God, the cans of worms. Oh my God, the cans of worms. so huge, diverse range of music that, in my opinion, is almost encouraging students to not include classical music in their exams. This is a problem. So in my review, I also kind of discuss, why does pop music and why does rock music, why do they need to be studied and legitimized in academia, in graded exams? Why not just keep them like as vernacular, as popular things? Huge topic, and especially if you're going to have an examination board like Trinity that actually have optionally things like improvising as part of the oral test and instead of sight reading, why then read pop music and read rock music with no improvisation, where you are being specifically marked and judged on how accurate you are being to the written score? This doesn't make a lot of sense for me. So I'm like, why not just create a separate rock and pop exam like Rock School have done, but maybe include a little bit more in the way of improvisation like Rock School and LCM do with their jazz grades. So this is something that I talk about, because it just seems weird to have so much rock and pop music that you are not playing in a rock pop music kind of way. So Trinity have had an exam for rock and pop music, but it's always been very confusing because you couldn't use a piano, you could only use a keyboard. So anyway, the whole thing seems like a bit of a mess to me. I love the jazz music that they put in. So many other things that I talk about. The books are gorgeous. They're not super cheap, but in my opinion, you really do get value for money. But so basically, listen to the podcast episodes, and the links will be in the description below and above. I really encourage everyone, whether you're music teachers, whether you're piano teachers, whether you're students, whether you're interested in any way learning piano below diploma level, these books are so important to know about. There's so many fun pieces. It's just, they are indispensable. I really encourage you to listen to the podcast episode, and also I'm going, listen to me opening a few cans of worms. I don't necessarily go deeply into the worms, but I talk about a lot of the issues that this all brings up. So and I also, in the second part, that it's in two halves. So the first half, I just talk generally about the books, and in the second half, in the second episode, I look at every single grade individually. And if you look at the show notes, and then there'll be links, the show notes for the podcast episode, they are time stamped. So if you're interested in a particular grade, you can get my rundown of the things that's in that particular grade and how it ranks against ABRSM, LCM, Rock School Classical, some other books as well, like ABRSM came out with a book of pop music, and oh my God, it's comprehensive. So yeah, this was way longer than I intended it to be, so I hope you were patient with me waffling on there. And I do have really good YouTube videos and podcast episodes coming up. I encourage you to subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to my podcast channel. And also, over the coming weeks and months, I'm going to be creating many videos of the pieces from Trinity, not only with that like top-down synthesia thing, with my new, I've got a new bar that lights up my hands, but also I'm going to be doing tons of tutorials. So if you're interested in any of these pieces, and you're going to be interested in tutorials, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in future videos. So go off and do some practicing, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care. Bye.